Obviously, the big day today. Are you excited about the match tonight?
Oh, I'm super excited. There's still some nightmares haunting me after that last year epic fail against Ajax Amsterdam 1 year ago. But tonight I'm hyped, and I still think that the players will take Manchester City serious, so that there might be a surprise and Real Madrid might win it tonight.
Do you think so? You're going for what score do you think it'll be tonight?
Well, I'm still thinking of a 2-0 win for Madrid, but it's more about staying defensively at the beginning of the game tonight to wait what City will be doing with their pressing and so on. But Madrid has some very pressing resistant players like Toni Kroos and so on. And when they keep on their own possession and maybe later on sub some quick players into the game like Vinicius or Luka Jovic, there really might be some 2-0 victory tonight.
It's funny because obviously we do a weekly podcast here at Manchester is Blue, and I don't like predicting games, but I'm feeling confident tonight, and that's not a good sign for me. The rest of the admins for the group have gone for either a score draw or a slight 1-0 win to City, but it's going to be a really tough game. I mean our head to head against you is dreadful. Obviously, this is only our fifth game playing you, and we've lost 2 and drawn 2. So we can only get better.
Of course.
How have you been affected by Hazard being injured? How will that affect your team?
Well, of course, it was a big shock. Zidane really was very slow with him. He only trained like 3 weeks only with the team without getting back into the squad. And then he made those 2 games who were, well, all right against Celta Vigo when they drew 2-2. And then the defeat against Levante where he wasn't good either. So yes, it's a shock, but maybe it won't be a big loss for the team, as when Hazard came back, the team was like over 20 matches unbeaten, and then Hazard came back and they dropped points 2 times in a row and even got their second defeat in La Liga against Levante. So maybe it's not a big loss for the team, though he is the man who can always be a dangerous guy. Hazard, that's the name. But I think that will be not decisive for tonight.
Oh, really? So Hazard could potentially have a negative effect for us. So we ideally want him to be playing then.
Negative effect, not really, but he's still not yet really in super form, in super shape, like everybody knows him from times in Chelsea. So the team might be more effective in like a 5-4-2 or 4-5-1 system tonight, with maybe even comeback of Bale or getting the quicker Vinicius Junior. So difficult, of course, but I think they might get well along without Hazard too.
It's interesting you say that about Bale. He was ill over the weekend, wasn't he? Has there been any news about whether he's going to be fit or not?
Yeah, he had last week some stomach problem, gastroenteritis, whatever you call it, as well as Luka Jovic too. So both were out of the squad on the weekend against Levante. Both missed this defeat against Levante. But now he's back on the pitch. He already like 1 week training with the team, so he seems fit. And he still has those problems on his, right hand, where the smaller finger got strained or something. He still has some tapes there. But he shall be fit, and everybody hopes that he now tonight will have this hunger, this lust again, which he didn't show in the last games against smaller teams. But tonight, with his experience against British teams, he might be a factor to bring up, and even a factor which Zidane and Madrid might be out for long balls, staying deep and pushing City back, and then quick long balls to the front, where Bale is always someone you can send.
Yeah, Bale's a player I have admired for a long time, and I've got a lot of liking for Bale. I would have liked him to have played at City at some point, but I think that ship has sailed now, so I don't think there's much chance of that. Who do you think, from a Real Madrid point of view, when you look at City's team? And I mean, let's face it, trying to guess what team Pep Guardiola will play is near on impossible for anybody. But who would be your danger players while facing City?
Well, danger players, I think Kevin De Bruyne has an awesome season. He's always ready for a dangerous pass, a dangerous goal or whatever. Raheem Sterling, a lot of fans here want him or would like to see him in a white jersey. Don't know if Aguero is in top shape. Saw some misses by him in the last games. But yeah, Sterling and De Bruyne can make the difference tonight.
It's interesting you say about Sterling. Obviously, he did that interview in the Spanish press. Was it last week now? And you know, we've as City fans, we fully expect him. Obviously, he's not going to stay here for the rest of his life because he's not a Manchester boy by birth. So we expect him to be going overseas at some point, and as a group, our admin can see him going to Real Madrid, and we can see him in a white shirt ourselves, but not just yet. We like to have a few more years left of him before he goes over to you.
Yeah, it's maybe equal or familiar to Kylian Mbappé. Another big dream by the Madridistas, but something that might not happen in 2020, maybe not even in 2021. But yeah, in further future, those two players might wear the white jersey, and it's a dream of a lot of fans.
It's funny this because I was asking I was talking to a few friends the other evening about City and our defensive makeup. I mean, I'm expecting us to play 4 at the back, but with big games like this, Pep has a knack for tinkering, maybe even 5 at the back with obviously the 3 defenders and 2 wing backs. What's your thoughts on City's defence? Has that been quite well known over in Spain and on the continent about our weakness?
Well, what does well-known mean? I mean, they don't have the best Premier League season, but that's just the meaning that Liverpool has such an awesome season. So everybody says is like, oh, City has a weak defense, but I don't think so because they are still second, and don't they even have more points than Real Madrid? In the league, and Real Madrid has still the second best league in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Only Liverpool conceded less goals, so it's difficult to say that City has a worse defense because I really like Fernandinho. Well, Laporte might be sometimes too slow and might be a weak point for tonight when it's about to send Bale, a quick player like Bale with long balls, but I think there's always some danger with those winger defenders, Walker and so on, Mendy, even a cool guy too, so I wouldn't say that Manchester City has a weak defense.
It's nice to hear that. I completely disagree with you from a weak defence point of view from watching us, but yes, I appreciate your opinion. We've obviously got a word we don't like to use in Manchester, that's VAR. And we all expect it to play a huge part in the tie at some point. Do you think as a club you get favouritism from UEFA?
Favoritism? No, of course not. So at the video assistant referee, there are always good and bad scenes, sometimes in favor, sometimes against you. It's really hard to draw a line. How many decisions were for Real Madrid? How many decisions were against Real Madrid? There's always some chaos about those hand scenes in the danger area. When is it hand, when not? When does the VAR look at it, when not? And I don't really check the rules from now, but I think it's still something which can improve the football, though it doesn't do it at the moment.
You've got a VAR in the Spanish league, La Liga?
Yeah, since 2 or even 3 years it's here. There's always some polemics too, but I think I remember some good decisions done, not only at Real Madrid, but other smaller teams too. So it can improve football, but there are still some rules unclear. When does the VAR look at something and when does it decide something?
It's funny. I look at your fixture list this week, and you've got a little game this weekend as well, haven't you?
A little game, yeah. There's some club from Barcelona. I think they are on top of the table at the moment. But yes, this might be an easy victory for Real Madrid. No, of course not. Clasico, man. This is finally another decisive Clasico, maybe, because who will win? The victory might be super important points in La Liga, and Real Madrid has now the pressure because they lost the top spot in La Liga. And yeah, both teams really have another big night ahead.
Okay, I've got I know you pushed the time due to our time constraints, so apologies for that. But I've got one question for you, and if you could win one game, is it tonight or is it against Barcelona?
That's a good question, but I think my answer is clear. I would say better to win the League Clasico with those 3 points, because Real Madrid could still, they are even the best out-of-home team in La Liga, so they could even do it in the Etihad.
Yes, I don't blame you. Very good answer. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have said as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but brilliant. Listen, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to wish you good luck tonight. But let's hope it's a good game for everybody. And hopefully, can we talk to you after the second leg and just get your feedback?
Of course we can.
Fantastic. You have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Tom. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.